with the signing of a comprehensive economic partnership agreement with the United Arab Emirates, granting duty-free access to thousands of Nigerian products signed on the sidelines of Abu Dhabi Sustainability Week. The deal is expected to expand export opportunities, boost industrial growth, and attract foreign investment. President Bola Tinubu said the agreement supports Nigeria's economic diversification agenda while strengthening its position as a strategic trade and investment gateway into Africa. And joining us now for this discussion is Dr. Femi Egbesola, the President of Association of Small Business Owners of Nigeria. Thank you for your time this morning, sir.
Thank you for having me. Good morning.
Pleasure. Now let's look at this deal, Nigeria, UAE, CEPA, what we're calling it. What strategic economic goals does this deal aim to enhance for Nigeria's trade and investment agenda?
I think it's one of the best deals that Nigeria has entered into in these recent times, because with this deal, it eliminates tariff on over 7,000 Nigerian products entering the UAE. And of course, at the same time, it also eliminates tariff for over 6,000 UAE products coming into Nigeria. And I think this is going to boost a lot of businesses here in Nigeria for us, because it shows that Nigeria is going to move from being largely an import-dependent economy to one with real export opportunities now. With the UAE being the global trade hub of the world, it is now easier for us to get to the world through the UAE. We can now sell to the Middle East, even to Europe, because there is a real exportation from products in UAE to other countries. And I think it's also going to be a big potential win for particularly SMEs in Nigeria, because we will have a lot of products now to export to the UAE as against what we have before. And the opportunities are enormous. We also understand that with this new deal, it is now possible for us to now have 90-day stay in a period of 12 months in the UAE, which is not there before. It's also possible now for executives to have even as much as 3 years stay in the UAE, get investors, if possible, have subsidiary offices or even distributors in the UAE. These are many opportunities that are opening for businesses. For SMEs, I think it's also a very big cost, because we now have opportunity to now import any inputs. Most of the tariff-free products coming from the UAE are inputs for industrial manufacturing, meaning that we can now have inputs for our production, our manufacturing, inputs for value addition, and that means that we'll now be able to add value to what we have here and sell them at better price. It will also help us with our standards, because now that we are going to sell into the UAE, it means we have to push in better products. And I'm happy that the new policy also says that the import prohibition list still stays, meaning that they cannot bring in Nigeria some of those prohibited items that are already in the prohibition list. It also identifies that the Nigerian force policy still stays, which means that government and every other individual must patronize Nigerian-made products and services first before coming to buy from other products from any other part of the world, including UAE. This is a win-win situation.
Yes, it does sound like a win-win situation. We know that we've had similar deals like this in the past and still ongoing. For example, the China-Nigeria deal, and we're seeing the impact in terms of volume, $22 billion. However, with such deals, we sometimes see that even though it's intended that both parties benefit, we're seeing China imports far exceed what Nigeria is exporting to China. So what can we do to ensure that both parties actually benefit beyond just what is written on paper? UAE is importing from us, and we're also exporting at a proportionate level.
Well, anywhere in the world, export success is not automatic. It requires preparation, meaning that the Nigerian government must be ready and prepared and strategic to take advantage of this. Business leaders too and SMEs must also be ready to take advantage of this. If we all fold our hands, it will also continue to happen the way it has happened before. So now I think what Nigerians need to do is to first provide support services for MSMEs and business leaders who want support services when it comes to quality standard and certification, making sure that export is seamless and trade missions are available to support those who exporting to the UAE. For us in the business space, I think it's now time for us to begin to see how we can formalize our business, how we can improve our standards, and how we can also improve our packaging so that we can export. Because by the time we export, we are able to become more competitive, we are able to price our product better, and at the same time, we earn foreign exchange, which I think is good for us. So it's going to be about preparation. We all must just get prepared. And when it comes to preparation, it's important for us to begin to look at how we can now begin to unfold some of those in the informal sector. We have a lot of informal sector in Nigeria, and that's why we are taking a very little advantage of many of these opportunities. We must be strategic about lifting those in the informal sector to become formal so that they can partake of these many policies that the government is putting on our table. If we're able to drive this, we're going to see a great export growth, job creation will improve, SMEs will be able to scale, we're going to attract more foreign investment, and of course, foreign exchange will flow into the country. So it's important for us to do it, and it's important for us to look at how to position ourselves, both as government and as individuals in the business space, to be able to take maximum advantage. If we do not do that, Nigeria will eventually become another dumping ground for imported products coming into the country.
Indeed. And as you have highlighted, the benefits abound, especially as we're looking to increase our FX earnings beyond just oil. And yeah, you've also said that there's a need to make sure that there's that balance. There's a need that we ensure the quality of our exports. Now, are there specific sectors that are better positioned to benefit from what's happening here, from the industrial growth and value chain development under this agreement?
Yes, definitely. We have those who are into processed food, those who are into oil and seed products, those who are into fish and seafood benefit more. Also, those who are into pharmaceuticals, those who does chemicals, those who does apparel, furniture, electrical goods, light manufacturing will benefit. Again, even the financial sector, those into logistics, construction, health, tourism, even professional services will also benefit more from this arrangement. Consultants to tech firms will also benefit more. And it's good enough that Nigeria is already very strong in some of these key areas of key sector that is being identified as one of those that will be tariff-free to export into the UAE. So I think all we need to do is begin to consolidate on these our strengths and see how we can take this window of opportunity to improve the Nigeria industrialization agenda so that it will not just be another policy on paper, but one that can actually industrialize it, make us move better and earn more investment. Because if it works, you'll see a lot of investors globally coming to make Nigeria their destination point, to put their factories, to put their warehouses, so that they can move from Nigeria to other countries, particularly UAE. And you know that the rule of origin still stays, which says that you cannot export to UAE except it is made in Nigeria and it has that stamp. So for every other person or companies who want to use Nigeria as a destination, it means they must first come to Nigeria, have their factory in Nigeria, complete the production process in Nigeria so that it can be made in Nigeria and sent down to the outside world and to UAE. That will increase job opportunities, it will increase technology transfer, it will also increase funding and investment for the government.
Indeed, funding for the government. Now, some will consider UAE a relatively new market. How do you reckon Nigerian exporters can effectively leverage the new market, the opportunities in it? What would stand us out?
Well, I really do not believe that the UAE is still a new market. It remains a global market for a long time. Many products going to Asia, going to Europe, goes through UAE. So that has been there for long. So now taking advantage of it, sending our products in there, it's not just sending our product to the UAE, it's sending our product to the world using UAE as the gateway. And I think that's what we need. We're not going to be looking at just UAE alone as a standalone. We're using it as a gateway to reach other countries that were ordinarily unable to reach because of other trade conditions and terms. But now we'll be liberalized because we have that big giant as UAE, helping us to lift our products right from UAE to the global market.
All right. And looking at the prospects, what prospect does this SEPA, is that what we're calling it, CEPA, what prospects does it create for Nigerian manufacturers and service providers operating?
Yes, for manufacturers, it was going to boost profitability because now, the what we need is more market. We need more access to bigger markets. This is what this pact provides for us, the SEPA pact provide. So with this pact, my Nigerian manufacturers can now sell to more markets, sell even globally at a reduced or sometimes tariff-free methodology. And that's, I think, is a very big plus for us. We also see that because Nigeria has also allowed them to bring in manufacturing inputs that is also tariff-free, it will reduce cost of production for manufacturers because we now have more raw materials to work without actually paying tariffs or fees on them as we used to pay. It also means that when manufacturing companies are doing well, because when they're able to sell, they will now be able to open more subsidiaries, sometimes even in the UAE, employ more by creating more employment, and increase their profit margin also, which is very important. One additional challenge that most manufacturing companies have is access to FX. But now that you are going to be selling to the global market, you are going to earn FX directly. You don't need to go to the bank or the parallel market to begin to look for FX. And I think that's also a great deal, big deal. It also means that there will be a number of partnerships that will be coming up. Many individuals or investors would like to partner with manufacturing companies in Nigeria, SMEs in Nigeria, to be able to join them in producing products and services that will be needed in the UAE. Partnership also brings about investment. Investment brings about more funds to be able to operate. And that's also another good thing. It also means that because this also goes along with the Nigerian first policy, it means that we must now, as manufacturers, begin to look at how to use our locally sourced raw materials to make products that will leave the country. Meaning that it will help us to improve backward integration, whereby we're able to use more of what we have locally to sell to the local market. It also helps us to open up a lot of standardization in packaging, in branding, and all of that, because our product must meet international standards for it to be able to compete well in the UAE. That's also another good one.
Yeah, and so many pluses for us. And obviously, it's not a one-sided deal. UAE is expected to also benefit one way or the other. So let's get to the opportunities that exist for UAE companies to expand their trade and investment footprints here in Nigeria.
Of course, UAE already understand that Nigeria is a very big market with over 200 million people living here. That's one of the biggest markets they can tap. So for them to be able to now also bring in their own products and services free of charge, so to speak, because it's going to be tariff-free, it means that they will also be able to sell more. That's a big one. They also know that many of our manufacturing companies here, even SMEs, need input for their production. And this is one of the key areas UAE has decided to concentrate on in this pact, whereby they say that they want to supply various inputs that will be used in the value chain of manufacturers. That is another key thing. So it means that Nigerians may not need to be importing from China again and from other countries where they import their inputs, particularly manufacturing, but now concentrate more getting it from UAE, which will also boost their trades too at the other end. Again, too, because UAE needs investment, it means that when Nigerians also do business with UAE, perhaps by establishing their subsidiaries or their branch offices now in the UAE, this new part, it means they will make more money from taxes and other forms of payments that the government will get aside from the free tariff. That's what investments do for the UAE. It also means that the UAE will also be having access to very cheap products. Because of our devalued naira now, Nigerian products are very cheap globally. So when it enters freely into the UAE, UAE will be able to export it to other countries at a very cheap rate and make more sales, which also means more money for the UAE government. So that's why I said it is to me a win-win situation. Win-win for UAE, win for Nigeria, win-win for the economy, and more importantly, win-win for SMEs in Nigeria.
I mean, it would definitely be interesting to see how all this plays out. And finally, there's a need to protect Nigeria's domestic industry. So what measures do you see in place that need to be in place already to protect Nigeria's domestic industries, especially amid increased trade liberalization?
Well, some are already in place. The first one is the rule of origin, meaning that if the product is not made in Nigeria here, it cannot be exported. So you cannot say because UAE has given us a window to bring in products, you now go to other countries, bring them into Nigeria, and from here now send them to the UAE. So that protects Nigerian companies. That what we do here is exactly what we said. The next again is the Nigerian First policy, which says that even if any other product is coming from anywhere in the UAE, governments, corporate organizations, ministries, agencies, and parastatals must first patronize Nigerian-made products and services before going to patronize imported ones. This will also, in a large way, affect Nigerians and Nigerian business. We also have the import prohibition list, meaning that there are some products and services that cannot come to Nigeria, even if there is trade liberalization of free tariff. Quite a number of products that are generic with us here are not allowed to come in. So they will not also come in from the UAE. That also protects us. We also have agencies that Nigerians who want to take advantage of this particular initiative need to begin to key in with agencies like the Nigerian Export Promotion Council that will provide the export certificates. They are already there doing a lot of capacity building and support for MSMEs to be able to take advantage of export opportunities. We have the Nigerian Promotion Council, which is also there to also help you see the kind of markets that are available in UAE and other parts of the world, how you can look for distributors, look for partners, look for investors, and get them ready without leaving the comfort of your country. We also have the Standard Organization of Nigeria, which will help with standardization, because that is also very key. But for us as MSMEs, we can only benefit from this if you also decide to take the right step and prepare for it. One of it is that we have to formalize our business. We have to improve our ways of doing business, particularly those of us in the sector. We also must be ready to get needed certification that are necessary, and also study that policy itself. You must study the policy to understand the requirements for you to be able to export to the UAE. Then it also exposes us now to getting investors, both in UAE and globally, who will be ready and interested in investing in Nigerian business so that they can also take advantage of this great.
I mean, so much to benefit. And of course, this comprehensive economic partnership agreement between Nigeria and UAE is effective immediately. It's been interesting to see how things roll out. But from what you're saying, we are ready. Thank you so much, Dr. Femi Egbesola, President, Association of Small Business Owners of Nigeria.
Thank you very much. Thank you for the opportunity.